For everywhere we look, there is work to be done. The state of our economy calls for action, bold and swift.
Even before Obama took office, the government had committed hundreds of billions of dollars to shore up the economy.
We will build the roads and bridges, the electric grids, and
Barack Obama spoke as if he was committed to spending even more.
We will harness the sun and the winds and the soil to fuel the sun and the winds and the soil, the sun and the winds and the soil, the sun and the winds and the soil.
The rising power of the U.S. financial sector was part of a wider change in America. Since the 1980s, the United States has become a more unequal society.
The point that I raised was the increase in the concentration of income and wealth in the United States has been enormous. I sometimes describe looking at growth of inequality as watching the grass grow. It happens very slowly, but it happens over time. And before you know it, the lawn is overgrown and things have changed. What's happened in the last couple of decades is almost a quarter of all the income goes to the upper 1%. Around 40%, depending on how you measure it, of the wealth goes to the upper 1%.
And as countries like China opened their economies, American companies sent jobs overseas to save money. American factory workers were laid off by the tens of thousands.
Our manufacturing base was destroyed literally over the course of a few years.
The answer lies here, in a room at an undisclosed location not far from the Capitol steps. This is where the U.S. government gets money it needs to pay its bills. It borrows it.
And consistent with recent four-week bill auctions, contacts have cited broad demand across block particular.
On this day, the government was auctioning $67 billion of debt obligations, Treasury securities that pay interest guaranteed by the full faith and credit of the United States.
Are there any questions or comments? No, thanks. Nothing here.
The government, like a household, has expenses and then they have income. And when those expenses exceed the income, each year they run a deficit. If you have a deficit this year and then a deficit next year, those deficits start to add up, and that's what we call